Women's Test cricket began in 1934, but for the longest time it was the preserve of England and Australia. New Zealand, South Africa and the West Indies got in after that, but it was only in October-November 1976 that India got into the act. That was in Bengaluru against the West Indies, and it began with a draw. This wasn't long after the Women's Cricket Association of India had come into being in 1973, and after a slow start, national-level women's tournaments began to be played. India's early starts in that test were Shubhangi Kulkarni, who picked up 5 for 48 in the West Indies' first innings, and captain Shanta Rangaswamy, who top-scored with 74. The first test win and loss had come in that series at home against the West Indies. It was a 6-test series. They won the 4th in Patna but lost the last one in Jammu for the series to end in a draw. It actually took India until 2002 to win a test series. That came in South Africa when they won a one-off test in Pal by 10 wickets. By 2002, of course, India had found Mithali Raj and Jhulan Goswami. They are still here, veterans of the game globally and still good enough to be automatic picks in India's 11s. Of the players in the current test squad, they are the most capped in tests too, both having played 10 games. Overall though, Sudha Shah remains India's most capped test player with 21 appearances, while Rangaswamy has led India the most in 12 tests. Mithali Raj also holds the record for the highest individual score by an Indian in tests, 214 against England in Taunton in 2002. It remains the only double century by an Indian in test cricket. As for the best returns, that belongs to Neetu David, who returned 8 for 53 against England in Jamshedpur in 1995. After November 2014 though, it had seemed that there wouldn't be any more test cricket for India women. That game was against South Africa in Mysuru, and it ended in a win by an innings and 34 runs for India. The highlight was a partnership of 275 runs between Thirush Kamini and Poonam Raut for the second wicket. In the 11 were the young Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandhana and Shikha Pandey, Poonam Yadav, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, Sushma Verma and Niranjana Nagarajan. Most of them very much a part of the frame even now. In fact, some of them are mainstays of the side today. And they will get together to play India's 38th Test match. It has come out of the blue to an extent. No one really expecting a long format game for the Indian women who don't even play first-class cricket at home anymore since the end of the 2017-18 season. India first play England on June 16 at Bristol, followed by a day-night test against Australia later in the year. Good results would well mean more such assignments.